Hello, welcome back. So there's been progress on the big 2 jelly roll quilt. My friend had a birthday, a big one. She's 50. She's so old, so old. So I've turned this quilt into her birthday quilt. It's a life story quilt. So last time you saw it, it was hanging up on the wall and it was just a quilt top. Now it's got backing, which I just did a standard faces together, sewed around the outside, left a gap and flipped it through, and then did a top stitch all the way around the outside. I wasn't sure how I was going to quilt it. I've added raw edge appliqué to it, and that's going to be the quilting, sewing on them. So I've used Bonder web. I'll show you how to do that, how to use the Bonder web. And before I do that, here's a quick reminder of how I made the quilt top for anyone that's not seen it. If you want to skip ahead, you need to skip ahead for about 1 minute 20 seconds. Right, the Bonder web, it's got glue on one side and it's paper on the other, and when you peel the paper off, it's got glue on the other side. So what I've done is I've cut a piece off and I've ironed it onto the back of my fabric. And a little tip, if you're using pineapple fabric, make sure you get your pineapples the right way up, because that means something totally different. So onto the back of your fabric, so you've got the paper side there. Whichever shape you want to do, this is supposed to be a 9, so you want to make sure you put the 9 backwards, because when you turn it over, your 9 will then be forwards. So put your shape onto the Bonder web and draw around it, and then you can cut it out. Don't use your fabric scissors. So what is a life story quilt? Well, let me get my glasses. She was born in 1970s and she loves the 70s. So I've tried to make the quilt, the whole quilt, in kind of a 70s vibe. And when I say that, no, I don't mean like the colours. I mean the way they'd have quilted in the 70s, because fabric was shockingly expensive, cotton was anyway, and everything was poly cotton. So I've tried to only use what I had available already in my stash, and anything I did buy, I made sure I bought poly cotton. So cut out your shape with apparently the worst pair of scissors you've got. No, I'm going in with my fabric scissors. Don't try this at home, kids. Wondering how many of you are screaming at the TV now saying, don't use your fabric scissors, it's paper. So yeah, life story quilt. I've put the year she was born and a whole bunch of other years onto the quilt. And I've tried to use fabrics that go with that event in her life. So this one that I'm doing now was the year she became a nurse. And I know you might think pineapples is not very nursery, but I didn't have any nursery fabric, but I did have a memory of her telling me about when she was sat down with all the other nurses one day and they were all eating food, and they brought in, one of them brought in a pineapple, and she never knew that pineapples came in anything but tins. She didn't know a pineapple was an actual pineapple thing. She didn't know pineapple was a thing. She thought pineapple was just in a tin. And I thought that was hilarious. I mean, she was in her 20s then. So that's why I chose pineapple fabric for the year she became a nurse. And I've also done probably the most important event in her life, which was the year she met me, of course. And for that, I've used the very first piece of Liberty of London fabric I ever owned. The very first large piece. I've bought scraps in the past, but I'd never had a huge piece, like a metre or more, of Liberty fabric. And she bought it for me. So that's the fabric choice for the year she met me. I found it really hard to cut into that piece of fabric. Does anybody else get fabric fear? You know, when you get a really nice piece of fabric, and once you've cut into it, that's it, you've cut into it. So then it stayed in my stash for ages because I'm worried that if I cut into it and make something I don't like or make a disaster, then I've ruined my nice piece of fabric. So yeah, fabric fear, it's real. The other years I've done is the year she got married. For that I've used the same pattern fabric that she wore on her wedding dress. And I've done the year her daughter was born. So I've asked her daughter what her favourite colour was. And I've done that in the favourite colour. And the year her parents met. Pets. And she's going to be able to add to it as she goes along throughout her life. I'm going to save those bits in. I've got a little bag that I've been stashing my bits in, because why wouldn't you? You know me, I save everything. Right, when you've cut it out, peel the paper back off. I'll do a quilt reveal in a bit and show you the whole thing. Yeah, so you peel the back off. Put it where you want it on your quilt, and then you iron it on. So let's go to the iron. I'm using a medium heat, and make sure your steam's turned off. And then just press it on. Press your iron, don't iron. Right, now here's the tricky bit, is that the throat of my machine is really small and this is a really big quilt. So in parts, I've got to roll it up. I've caused complete carnage while making this quilt. I'm using a zigzag stitch and I've increased my stitch length to 3. And I'm going to go around and zigzag over the edges. I'm using a black thread. I wanted a dark colour because some of these kind of blend in too much. So I thought if I put a dark colour around the edge, it'll make the numbers stand out more. Yeah, should we get the elephant out of the room? I'm wearing pyjamas. And you're probably going to see a lot more of it because I sew in my pyjamas, so I'm not getting dressed for you all. I'm not. And just go all the way around them and make sure you go inside the circles as well. Right, you get the picture. I'm just going to go around and then I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go around and I'm going to go and do the same on that one. So I'll come back to you when I've done it. So as friends, we are complete opposites. She's like really organised and together and I'm completely not. And she's dead sweet and I'm really not. And she doesn't say many bad words. I say loads. But she's a fabulous person. She does so much for animals and homeless people and people with mental health. So yeah, she's quite fabulous. So when I get down to here, when I get down to the bottom, I'm going to do a little back stitch to secure it. There we go, all done. So I'm just going to go around the whole quilt and take off any long threads that I've left, and then I'll do a quilt drop reveal thing. If I can, the quilt's quite heavy, I might need help. So this is what the back looks like, the quilting. When she's picked up the quilt and had a look at it, she can tell me what other years or numbers or people or whatever she wants on it, because these corners need some quilting, and there's loads more space for her to add whatever she wants to it. Let's show you the front. You can say hello. Say hello, YouTube friends. I needed a little bit of help because I'm not tall enough or strong enough for my giant quilt drop. Okay. Ta-da! So we've got, obviously, the year she was born there, and you can see all the zigzags. It's not perfect, but that's okay. Finished is better than perfect. We've got the year she was married, the year her daughter was born, the most important year of her life, obviously, 1987, which is when she met me in that fabulous Liberty fabric. And that's the year she became part of a completely dysfunctional family. And thanks for watching. Stay weird. We'll see you on the next one.